The Electoral College. It seems to be something that's causing a lot of frenzy now all of a sudden, because it seems people do not understand what a constitutional republic is versus a direct democracy. Thus, it's the reason why they're shouting out in the street, rioting, causing violence, and even chanting things like education over deportation. And speaking of our education system, it seems people haven't understood that you're not supposed to be walking across the street in front of moving cars. Ouch! I mean, I don't wish anybody harm. I mean, I don't wish any of them harm, but I mean, you heard that, folks. I mean, it sounded like it hurt. So to plug in that educational deficit we've been having in the United States for a couple of years, I've decided to do a video on the Electoral College, what it is, why it came out this way, and why really there is no way of stopping it. First of all, the Electoral College came out from something from 1787, which was the Constitutional Convention. Now, the Constitutional Convention made it easier for states that did not have a huge population in order to have representation. Thus is the reason why we're a republic and not a democracy, which advocates for mob rule. Instead of mob rule, we have an equal republic, which everyone would be able to have a voice in. Now, the Constitutional Convention had two things set in. It was the Virginia Plan and the New Jersey Plan. The New Jersey Plan vied for power for smaller states. The Virginia Plan vied for power for bigger states. This was all put together in something we call the Connecticut Compromise. And what the Connecticut Compromise is simply what we have today is our modern day House of Representatives in Congress, with the House and in the Senate. The Senate compromises of equal representation by each state, no matter how much the population is. The House of Representatives is representation depending on the population of that state. Thus, we have the whole House of Congress. Now, how do we get the Electoral College from that? Exactly, it stems from there. The representatives of the Electoral College is made up of the same number of adding in the House and the Senate. Add that together and you get 538. Or 538, which is the name of the website ran by probably the worst balding wizard in world history. Now, the Electoral College exists so that a couple of states do not have a whole complete overwhelming advantage when it comes to the Electoral College. Think of it as this. You have New York City, right, which has the population of 8 million people. That's equivalent to the combined populations of Nebraska, Iowa, Montana, and Idaho. These are pretty much what the media calls flyover country, which is, because people don't care about them, unfortunately, for the people in Hollywood and in New York. So what does New York City produce? Not much. I mean, they provide economic meltdowns, while you have Hollywood and Los Angeles, they provide more of liberal meltdowns. New York City is more of a consumer population. It doesn't really give anything to the state. It has Wall Street, and you know about Wall Street this election. It wasn't really the more popular subject. Now, Iowa, comparatively, is the second most agriculturally productive state in the nation. 100% of its output is used in states like Montana and Arkansas as feed. Which brings us to Montana, which has 3 heads of cattle per person and depends on Iowa to produce that feed. Then makes up that massive share of beef in the industry of the whole entire nation. These states are pretty much providing the food that we all eat. In like manner, Nebraska produces more wheat than any other state, in which 60% is used for non-human consumption. That's the feed to feed the cows. And 40% is used for human consumption. Idaho is the #1 producer of potatoes in the nation. Now, without the Electoral College, these 4 states, which are the breadbasket of America, wouldn't be able to have as much power as New York City, which has the same amount of people, or Los Angeles, or other cities within the United States where it seems to be the Democrat bastion of pretty much all these states. That is one of the basic tenets of the Electoral College, is so that everybody has equal representation. Think of it like this. In a direct democracy, 51% controls everything, including the other 49%. However, in a republic, which is what we are, the 49% also get to have a voice. The 51% don't get to control everything, but the 49% has some sort of sway and be able to combat that in sort of a way, politically. So think about that. The Electoral College is giving voice to the minority, which is something the left loves. And you know what else the left loves? Petitions. It seems they just love making petitions, because apparently they're going to do another petition to stop the Electoral College from voting for Donald Trump when it comes time in December. Now, we all know how petitions have worked so well after Brexit. It didn't. Maybe the left isn't as smart as they really think they are, because apparently those old white men in the 18th century with powdered wigs and elaborate costumes still have more sense to them. Yes, even when they're dead, they're still more intelligent than the leftists. And probably the maggots in the mausoleums are still more intelligent than most of those leftists. Because apparently, and according to the rule of law, Congress actually approves the Electoral College vote. Now, most of the time, the Electoral College does indeed vote for the candidate, and it does 99% of the time. There hasn't really been a time that the Electoral College has not voted against what is supposed to be. Now, it's going to be pretty hard, not impossible. I mean, Donald Trump became president, but it's going to be pretty hard for most of these leftists to be able to petition and be able to convince 30 plus or so electors to change their mind, because it was an electoral landslide. But let's say by any chance they are able to sway the opinion of 30 or so electors. I mean, shouldn't be that hard, right? Because Congress will be deciding the final vote to this. Yes, Congress actually approves whether the Electoral College vote actually proceeds or not, because that is the final failsafe, just in case of anything. The founding fathers put the Electoral College as a failsafe against mob rule, and they also put Congress voting on the Electoral College as a failsafe to the failsafe. So, oh wait, who's in charge of Congress again? Oh, good luck. Again, I hope you all enjoyed this video. We're going to keep bringing out more videos also as well. Be sure to subscribe. Yes, subscribe if you want to make America great again and yourself great again, because we're going to be putting out more educational videos as well for you guys to share and enjoy. We'll see you all next time.